last thing that we usually do with our
Yeah.
guests is kind of ask them for advice. So, like we had talked about, our demographic is kind of your 15 to 30-year-olds that are looking to
Yeah.
join Air Force Special Warfare or Special Operations. Some are in the private sector and not looking to join. But
Yep.
what kind of advice, whether it's one piece of advice or five pieces, would you give to those folks?
So, yeah. So, one of the things that we talk about is for those of you who are listening who are thinking about going into the pipeline and selecting for a SOCOM team, just know this: you're doing it because there's something calling to you. There's some need that's not getting met in what we call the ordinary world. So if you decide to step into the extraordinary world, what anthropologists call it the extraordinary world, what you're doing intentionally is taking the hard path. It doesn't mean you're going to be successful the first time, but it means that something in you says that you'll be happier on the hard path than you are on the easy path. But if you decide to take that path, if you decide to become a surgeon or PJ or a combat controller or a Navy SEAL or whatever, if you choose that path, you have to take entire responsibility for the entirety of that choice. That means that when you have the extreme experience where somebody else's blood is on your boots and you're still clothed when you wake up the next day and you're wondering how you're going to do this, it's not just about the physical aches and pains. It's also about making meaning of extreme experiences that come with the hard path. I'm not talking about going to a psychologist. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. I'm saying that if you choose this path, hard days will come. Hard days. When me and my friends talk about that was a hard day, we're not talking about dropping our ice cream cone. We're talking about burying a friend or doing some bad things. And so when those things happen, that's not, you were never built to deal with that, right? You were never built to deal with a kid that's broken or a woman who gets shot or your friend who dies next to you. There's no school for that. The only way to make meaning of that is to gather the people around you that were there, would understand, and just tell the story. And then from there, you might need other stuff. But right then, being honest about the fact that when you take the hard path and go to the extraordinary world, you better take responsibility for making meaning of those experiences because no one's coming to rescue you. You now become the rescuer. So if you're not prepared to get involved and looking after yourself and your friends, you're going to die a short and ugly life. That's the hard news there. That's my advice.
Our truths.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm here
Yeah.
for it. It's awesome.
Yeah.